I think, yeah, I mean, it could. It definitely could. You know, but it also makes me wonder because, like, I saw this article yesterday or whatever, a couple days ago. It blew me away because I don't agree with any of this. It's you know, this guy on GamesIndustry.biz, he's an analyst who said he predicted the name Switch Lite. He predicted the Switch Lite, but he also predicted a Switch Pro last year, but that didn't happen. But he says
the two SKUs, remember?
Yeah, but we did get two SKUs. He just got wrong with the Pro. And
right.
He's saying that there's absolutely no doubt that we'll get like a Switch Pro this year.
Yeah.
That it'll be a 4K Switch Pro. It's coming in 2020, so it'll have 4K support, beefed up hardware, bigger carts, and it'll cost about $399, and it'll also come out alongside of a system selling game.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's easy to throw those words out. But I just don't feel like that's
I don't buy
Nintendo does.
I don't buy it at all, man.
Yeah.
The whole even just the whole 4K thing, I'm just thinking about the PlayStation, the PS4 Pro doesn't do real 4K.
Yeah.
So maybe they're talking about something like that where it's whatever cross stitch or whatever the technology's called to do 4K over there. Maybe, but I don't know. It's still a tablet. The thing is barely bigger than your cell phone.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't. I think it's gonna be an interesting year, whether or not they do it or they don't do it because of the new systems coming out. But I don't know, man.
I tweeted out this week that I said I felt like we're not getting a Pro. I feel
it's got to be a stay-at-home. It can't be a tablet in that case. It's got to be a console.
No, I don't believe it. Well, I don't agree with that. But I mean, you could be surprised with what Nvidia is able to do. But I think the answer for Nintendo is don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't do a knee-jerk reaction to answer what they've been so successful with this generation. And people are going to probably be upset with me saying this, but the fact of the matter is, and listen, me saying it, I get a little upset because I want a Switch Pro. But I feel like the answer is they've been leading this generation. They've been coming out, unlike the Wii U. The Wii U, they were ahead of the PS4 and the Xbox One, but they just lagged behind. They didn't march to the beat of their own drum. This one, it feels like now PlayStation and Xbox are playing catch up to what they're trying to do, and they're just leading. They're just getting out in front of everything and just dropping bombs on people. And I feel like the answer is don't do anything.
Yeah.
Continue with the games that you're putting out. We're not going to have any fear of third parties truly leaving for a year or two. And then in 2 years' time, what I would do is I would introduce Switch 2.0, brand new Switch, and it's backwards compatible, so you don't have people getting upset that hey, I bought all these games, I can't play them no more. No, you can. You're not being left behind. And then at that point, you go, okay, here it is, here we go. Then you can introduce a more powerful console, and nobody gets upset. Because the thing of it is if they do a Switch Pro, which is what this guy's basically calling, it's an iteration, you run into the same problem that you have with a regular Switch right now. Third parties can't develop for those. And if you do a Switch Pro, we saw this with the 3DS when they did a new 3DS, you get people upset when you're locking games behind tech. And it's well, here's a new one, and you can play all your old games, but it's not a 2, it's not an upgrade, but you have to own this one to play certain games.
Right.
It muddies up the waters, it confuses people, and I feel like it's easier for them just to come out this is Switch 2.0, and this is a true upgrade to the console. You're not going to be able to play certain games on the original Switch. You have to upgrade to this one in order to do it. Because I don't feel like you and I need that messaging, but I feel like mom and pop that just bought their kid a Switch at Christmas, they need to understand that you can't go buy these games and there's going to, you know what I mean? I feel like you have to
well, I think the best way for Nintendo to compete is on cost at this point. This is the thing, man. I think Sony and Xbox they're gonna price themselves out so crazy.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's just gonna be sitting back laughing well, our system's $299. Yeah. Take your pick, man.
Yeah.
Because most people can't even see the difference between 1080p and 4K anyways. A lot of people, trust me, a lot of people can't. I'd love to do a little side-by-side test with some people. They really can't. So whatever, man. It'll be interesting, and the thing about Nintendo, you probably get this as well, like all the time, is like it seems like there are certain things that present themselves as sure things, right? Like that we're gonna get a Mario game at some point, we're gonna get a Zelda. Like when people go like predict the year, and it's like, oh, we'll probably get maybe we'll get F-Zero. Like we basically like run through like a known set of quantities, right? And so for like somebody to predict like what's the future of the console, it's like, well, more tech is the prediction. Like it doesn't take any brains to do that. So I don't know, man. But you just put on something like Industry Biznot or Gaming Biznot, whatever. And we've been hearing that forever. Yeah. So eventually it's like my dad predicting, like when he watches CSI, he's like, oh, this will happen. He puts like 600 predictions and he's like, see, I told you.
See, I told you.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.